Hello friends, welcome to my channel Clinical Biochemistry by Dr. P.K. Prabhakar. Today I am going to talk about one of the disease that is called as spinal muscular atrophy. It is also in abbreviation we are going to call SMA. So we will see the cause of this disease and then pathogenesis, how its pathology, symptoms, diagnosis, and lastly we will see what type of treatment currently it is available for us. So if you will see the disease, if you will see the name of the disease, it is called as spinal muscular atrophy. What do you mean by this spinal muscular atrophy? There are three different words we are having here. That is spinal, muscular, and atrophy. Means it is certainly, as its name suggests, it is related to a spinal cord uh, plus muscles, and atrophy means the loss of the function and the destruction. So this spinal muscular atrophy is a kind of genetic disorders which normally going to affect the spinal cord, and normally slowly nerves are going to die in this case. So ultimately muscular atrophy is a genetic disorders which is characterized by the weakness and wasting means degradation of, or that is called atrophy in the muscles, especially used for the movement, motor you can call it, or skeletal muscles you can call it. So there we are having mainly problem. It is caused by the loss of a specialized nerve cells which is called as motor neuron, which normally helps in the movement and which controls the muscular movements. The weakness tends to be more severe in the muscles that are close to the center of the body, proximal portions, compared to the muscles away from the body, that is distal portion. So means this muscular problem, which is because of the spinal cord or muscles coordinations, is going to happen, that is mainly in the central portion of the body, away from the body or the distant like limbs. There we are having slightly less affected. Mainly it is going to affect our central regions. In this case, if you will say, normally we are having this is the situations where brain is going to coordinate with the spinal cords by upper motor neurons, and then from spinal cord to the skeletal muscles, lower motor neurons, and then we are having neuromuscular junctions near the muscles where it is going to coordinate for the muscles contraction and relaxation. So normally in this case, if you will see, there we are in the neuromuscular junctions we are having motor unit which is composed of neurons plus the muscle fiber. Normally in this case, this motor unit is going to stop their functions, and when they will stop their functions, so normally we are having muscle weakness, and the normally it is going to cause low tone and flaccid paralysis will be there. So in this case we are having fasciculations which is spontaneous and involuntary contractions. When this motor neurons, number of motor neurons will be affected, ultimately it is going to call fasciculations. What is fasciculations? That is a spontaneous and involuntary contraction of your muscles. What is the symptoms? What is the other name of this SMA or spinal muscular atrophy is? It is also called as proximal SMA, because I have told you normally it is going to affect our proximal regions of the body. So it is called as proximal SMA. It is also because the gene which is affected in this case is present on the 5th chromosome. So it is called as 5q SMA. SMA means spinal muscular atrophy. It is also called as SMA associated SMA, spinal myotrophy, spinal muscle degenerations, or spinal muscles wasting. These are the different names which is given for this disease. What are the different types of SMA? If we are going to see the classification of SMA, there are many types of spinal muscular atrophy that are caused by the change in the same gene. Gene normally, later on we are going to talk about the genes. The gene mainly that is called as SMN1 and 2 genes we are having. So later on we will talk about those genes. The type differs in the age of onset and severity of muscle weakness. So the major classes whatever we are going to see, that we are having 5 different classes, that is type 0, type 1, 2, 3 and 4. So SMA 1, SMA 2, SMA 3, SMA 4 and SMA 0 type we are having. So that those types are normally differing in their age of onset and the severity of the muscle weakness. Okay, that we will see later on. Other than those 5 different types, we are having other types of SMA also, which is related to the motor neuron disease, such as a spinal muscular atrophy with the progressive myoclonic epilepsy. Then we are having a spinal muscular atrophy with lower extremity predominance, X-linked infantile spinal muscular atrophy, a spinal muscular atrophy with the respiratory distress type 1. These are some additional types, but normally whenever we are talking about the SMA, we are having total 5 different types of SMA. So first type is called as type 0. So normally here type 0 is not mentioned. What is type 0? A spinal muscular atrophy type 0 is normally evident before the birth. So they are going to be diagnosed before the birth when baby is growing into the mother's womb, and that is the rarest forms of SMA, and you can call it is one of the most severe form of the conditions. It normally affects the infant's movement less in the womb, so that's why it is going to be detected, because baby does not move in the womb, and as a result they are often born with the joint deformities that normally we are going to call contractures. That type 0 is sometimes also called as type 1A type. They have extremely weak muscle tone, hypotonia is called at the time of birth. Their respiratory muscles are very weak and they often do not survive past infancy due to respiratory failures. So that is called as type 0. Then we are coming to the type 1, which is also called as Warning-Hoffmann disease, because it was diagnosed by it was discovered, means most of the research has been done by them. This type 1 is also sometimes also called as type 1B or infantile type of SMA. This type 1A is the most common forms of disease, this SMA. Plus it is severe forms of disorder with the muscle weakness evident at the birth or within the first few months of life. Currently you might have heard about some of the case of Ayans in the Bihar. He is going to be affected with the SMA type 1 because his age is now 11, age of 11 months. So normally in this case person does not survive more than 18 to 24 month of their birth. So it is one of the most common type, account for more than 60% of the new SMA diagnosed, and diagnosed within the first 6 months of the lifespan. Most severe forms and lead to the rapid loss of swallowing and breathing because muscle does not work. So such type of patients does not able to swallow the food, does not able to breathe properly because heart muscles does not work properly, and ultimately in this case it is fatal in the early childhood conditions. So this type of patients normal at the birth, but after few weeks they are going to have hypotonia. They can normally they will die before, means within the 18 to 24 months of their lifespan. Then we are having SMA type 2. This spinal muscular atrophy type 2, which is also called as Dubovich disease. It is characterized by the muscle weakness that develops in the children between the age of 6 to 12 months or up to 2 years, you can call it, but before 2 years, means up to 2 years it can be diagnosed. Children with the such type of disease or SMA type 2 can sit without the support. They cannot sit without the support because their spinal cord and muscles does not work properly. So although they may need help getting to the seated positions also. So however, as the muscle weakness worsens later in the childhood, affected individuals may need support for the sitting positions also. Individual with a spinal muscular atrophy type 2 cannot stand or cannot walk unaided. Without any support they cannot walk it. They often have involuntary tremblings, like that is called like tremors, where muscles will be finger limbs will be normally moving continuously in their fingers. The lifespan of the individual with the spinal muscular atrophy type 2 varies, but many people with these conditions live into their 20s and 30s also, but normally not very much. Then we are having SMA type 3, that is called as Kudelborg-Welander disease, that is diagnosed after 18 months but before the age of 3 years. In this case children can initially walk, but lose mobility as the disease going to be progresses. In this case, individuals with these conditions can stand or walk unaided, but slowly over the time, walking and climbing stairs may become very difficult for them. Many affected individuals requires wheelchair assistance later on in their lifespans, and people with the SMA type 3 typically have a normal life expectancy. Last is that is called as the which is the least severe, that is called as SMA type 4. Typically it is present after the age of 35. However, SMA type 4 can be diagnosed at early as 18 years of age also. This is the mild muscular weakness will be there. In this case, affected individuals usually experience mild to moderate muscle weakness, tremors or mild breathing problems. People with a spinal muscular atrophy type 4 have a normal life expectancy. So these are the 5 important class. Type 0, which is the most severe type, but that is normally before birth. So in that case, normally baby will have difficulty. And among these 4 types, type 1 is the most severe and maximum prevalence we are having for type 1 SMA. Then if you will see its frequency, how frequent it is, this SMA affects roughly 1 per 8,000 to 10,000 people in the worldwide. Spinal muscular atrophy type 1 is the most common type, as I have told you, more than 60% cases falling in type 1, accounting to half of the all cases. Type 2 and 3 are the next most common, and type 0 and 4 are very rare cases. So these are the classification and the prevalence. Now if we will say the exact regions, symptoms, the 2 major symptoms for this disease is scoliosis and extremely thin limbs. What is scoliosis? In the normally in this case, a spinal cord is going to be bent. So we are having different type of, because you know that a spinal cord is having 33 vertebra. So and those vertebra has been divided into different regions like thoracic, lumbar, sacral, like that one. So depending on the which vertebra is going to be affected, where it is bended, so we are having different type of scoliosis. So these are the 2 major symptoms of this SMA. How it is going to be inherited? This is going to be normally caused because of the heterozygous deletion of the SMN surgical survivor motor neuron 1 gene, which is present on the chromosome number 5, and the inheritance from the one generation to the other generation will be autosomal recessive pattern. So in this case, what is going to happen? This SMN protein, normally it is expressed in almost all the proteins, and there are 2 major functions of this SMN protein is there. What is the first protein? This SMN protein is the part of a spliceosome. What is spliceosomes? Normally whenever we are going to form heterogeneous messenger RNA, means before the mature messenger RNA, so messenger RNA is having normally introns and exons. So this intron, which is the non-coding region, need to be removed. So the removal of this intron will be done by spliceosomes. So SMN protein is the part of this spliceosome. So whenever this SMN protein is affected, either it is not working or it is not synthesized or not expressed, in that case that spliceosome will not work. We will not have functional spliceosome, and when functional spliceosome will not have, then intron will not be removed. So you will not get the functional protein. The second function of this SMN protein normally blocks the caspase, and the caspase is a protein which normally involve in the apoptosis. So when this SMN protein blocks caspase, so it blocks the apoptosis also. Actually there we are having 2 types of caspases. One is called as pro-apoptotic caspase, and second one is called as anti-apoptotic caspase. So those caspase which activate apoptosis are called as pro, and those which against the apoptosis, they are called as anti. So this SMN protein normally blocks the pro-apoptotic caspases, so it blocks the apoptosis, and ultimately cell is not going to have. So when you don't have this SMN, so that time cell will go for apoptosis, cell will die. So this is the 2 major function of this SMN protein. This is how autosomal it is going to be recessive pattern is there. So whenever a father will be carrier, if you will see the carrier father and carrier mother is there, in that case the 25% child will be affected, 50% child will be the carrier and 25% will be unaffected child. In this case, only those child will have this disease which will have both the allele of the gene, both the affected allele will be there. If only one allele will be present, child will be carrier, and if no alleles will be there, nothing will be there, it will be unaffected child. So that is the pattern of its transmission. How this is going to happen? Normally in our body we are having, on chromosome number 5 we are having SMN1 gene. This SMN gene normally produces SMN protein. So in this case we are having different introns and exons, especially this 7 number intron is there, that is going to be affected here. Normally in this case we are having many copies of the similar type of SMN1 gene, that is called as SMN2 genes, which is a pseudo genes, which is normally the mutated copy of SMN1. This SMN2 is normal less or non-functional proteins. The sequence of SMN2 is more than 99% identical to SMN1. So this is just similar to SMN1. Only difference is, in this case of SMN2, this 7th intron is going to be mutated. Which type of mutations? So at 840th positions, cytosine is changed to thymine, and because of that one, this is going to be spliced out. So in case of SMN2, normally this 7th intron is going to be spliced out. That is mutation we will have. So that's why most of the SMN2 proteins are going to be degraded very rapidly. If you are having normal 7th introns, that is SMN1, so it will be perfectly fine. But if the gene will be other copies and it will be mutated at the 7th introns, that particular SMN2 proteins will be normally rapidly degraded. Only few copies of proteins will be functional. Now if you will see here, so this number of copies of SMN2 gene is going to vary. Like if a person will have this they have lost this SMN1 gene, so in that case, because of this loss of SMN1 genes, this is going to cause a spinal muscular atrophy will be there. But if that person will have as many as copy of SMN2, so the number of functional proteins will be increased. However, number of functional protein will be very less, but depending on the number of copies of SMN2, the number of protein increases. So if more number of SMN2 genes will be there, severity of disease will be less, because more number of SMN protein will be there and SMN protein will do the normal function. If very less number of copies will be there, so less number of functional protein will be there, and that will severity will increase. So more copies, less severe, less copies, more severe. This is for SMN2 gene. Then if we'll say how it is going to be treated, so normally we don't have too much of treatments. One treatment is supportive, because I have told you that in this case person cannot feed properly, person cannot take respite properly, so breathing problem will be there, normally food intake problem will be there. So in that case you have supportive treatment where nutrition can be given through the feeding tubes, and second is called as, that is antisense oligonucleotide based technology, that is called as nusinersen. This is the only treatment we are having available. In this case, this nusinersen, it is normally bind to this 7th intron, bind to SMN2 pre-messenger RNA, and does not allow them to be removed. So if this 7th intron is not going to be removed, so then you will have the functional proteins. What you have seen here, because here 7th intron is going to be mutated, and ultimately it will be spliced out. That's why protein are degraded very rapidly. But if 7th intron is not going to be replaced, it will be intact there in the messenger RNA, then protein will be there and protein will be functional there. So that time they will get the functional SMN proteins. So these are the two treatments. So this is roughly all about the SMA, that is spinal muscular atrophy, their types, their cause, their molecular biology. Hope you have understand it. If you have any query, any comments, you can write in the comment box. If you didn't like subscribe my channel till now, you can subscribe it. You can press the bell button. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.